Okay, recording. So, shalom, everyone. This is Sade. It's a little late. I'm talking low because it's like 10:18. So, I just want to go through a couple of paragraphs on this article here. And this article is by Alice C. Lindsay, and it's the Edomites and the color red. So, we hear a lot. I know I've been hearing a lot, and from studying and listening to YouTube channels on a lot of subjects of the Bible and the characters. All I've ever heard was that the Edomites was a white man. So I have been doing some research and study on just biblical characters like Abraham, Moses, and so forth. And I've been doing it through this anthropologist by the name of Alice C. Lindsay. She has some really interesting articles. This is one of the ones that I thought that was interesting because again, I have been doing some research on Edomites because I would hear people say, well, the Edomites are the Arabs, or the Edomite is the white man, and so forth. But it really never really made any sense to me for the simple fact that Jacob and Esau was brothers. So if Jacob was dark skinned, why would Esau be white? And there's other nations other than Europeans. So anyways, I'm just going to read a couple of these paragraphs. I just wanted to share with you all, and you can go do your own research and look this article up and read it in its entirety, but I won't be doing that tonight. So anyways, it says this was posted the 24th of September 2011. Again, it's by Alice C. Lindsay. It says the point of origin for human is Africa. And from the beginning, human exhibited a wide range of physical traits, including skin color, hair texture, eye shape, etc. The San Bushmen are one of the oldest people groups of Africa, and they have a yellow skin tone. It says the people of the Upper Nile had both black and red skin tone. Images of black and red Nubian appears on ancient Egyptian monuments. Petrie's study of ancient images suggests to him that Egypt was the product of racial mixture. He found images of Nubians in which some have black skin, others red skin, and some have brown skin. This confirmed what had been discovered by the 1828 Franco-Italian expedition to Egypt led by Jean Francois Cipollino Ippolito Rossellini. I guess I'm pronouncing that right. And here's how he looked. This is the gentleman that explained how the color of the Nubians, the Egyptian actually, I think he said Nubian Egyptians, suggests him that Egypt was the product. Okay. So, anyways, let's go back to just real quick. This is the gentleman here gives his biography and everything. If you want to go read that, it says in Wikipedia. And he was obvious Italian. So then it goes on to say, below is a detail from one of Rossellini drawing showing both black and red Nubians taken captive by the Egyptians under Ramses II, 1279 to 1213 BC. Okay, here's a larger picture. Here you see they're black, red, and she said also brown as well. Then it goes on to say the red skin tone is especially evidence of people of haplogroup R1b. Among these people were the Edo of Nigeria and Benin and the Edomites. And here is the area, I guess, where it shows the R1b was located, Y-DNA. So I guess the 60%, 100%, 100%, I guess, in these dark areas. 60% in, I guess, like this area here, and then going to say 30% 30% and then the lightest is 10%. So they're all over the place, the ancestors, the Nubians. And it shows how they migrated all over the world. And then it goes on to say here that the Edo and the Edomites are related genetically. The Edo and the Edomites, so the Edo of Nigeria and Benin, and the Edomites are related genetically. These are among Abraham's ancestors who came out of Africa. These were originally river people who moved along river system and mountains, ridges, the high places. They dispersed rather widely and settled in different regions, including the Tigris, Euphrates River Valley in southern Europe. Some lived in the Red City of Petra, the capital of the Nabatean territory in Edom, modern Jordan. It says the Greek called the Edomites the Idumeans, or red people. Esau of Edom was described as having a red skin tone in Genesis 25:25. He was also described as hairy. Abraham, a new ancestor, also were hairy and had a red skin tone. Abraham's father was called Terah, a royal name associated with the Anu of the Upper Nile. These spread as far as Japan, where only about 300 pure-blooded Anu still remains in the island of Hokkaido. Hokkaido. I guess I'm pronouncing that right. The original name of Tokyo was Edo. Among the Anu, the word Tira or Tira, Tira means priest. So Abraham's father was a priest. It says Abraham's father was Tira, a ruler priest whose territory along the Tigris River extended between Ur and Haran. That's in Mesopotamia. It says the Edomites of the Bible are related to the Edo or Idu of Nigeria, Benin. The title of other rulers is further evidence. It says the ruler of the Edo is called Oba, and the first ruler of Petra was the defied Nabatean king Abodas. Let me see where this will take me. That's a whole different story. I mean, history right there. So I'm gonna leave that alone. It says the clans of Seir the Horites, Genesis 36. So it gives a Esau the elder and Seir were contemporaries and possibly brothers. Their lines intermarried. So this is showing the intermarried lines of the Edomites. Elon, Esau, Adah equals Adah. And then Eliphaz as Tema, then I guess then this name, and so forth and so on. So I'm going to leave it up for you to look at. I'm not going to go through that chart right there because I'm not trying to make this long. It says the biblical Edomites are associated with the color red. Edom means red, and Genesis 25:25 links Esau to the Edomites. That's in Genesis 25:25. Esau was the name of the latest two Edomites ruler. Isaac's sons were not Jews, but Horites, like their father and grandfather Abraham. Horites mean equal to Hebrew. That is why Esau the elder married into the line associated with the seer, the Horite, Genesis 36, and why Jacob married into the Horite line of Nahor. And then it says, see diagram and note that there are two names Esau. Esau the elder married Ada. Esau, Ada equal Ada. And then down here, Ana, Dishtan, Libama equals Esau. So two Esau's. So it says the first, it says, see diagram and know that there are two names Esau. Esau an elder married Adah, the daughter of Horite, ruler Elon, and Esau the younger was Esau elder grandson. Esau the younger married here. So it's equal Esau. Elam is Esau Ikadah, and then Anah, Dishtan, and then this name, then Esau. Oholibama. Let me see what that is. Going back to that again, so I'm going to stay away from that. Okay, so then it goes on to say the Edomites, along with the Jebusites, appear to have belonged to the Harite Confederation, which originated in the Upper Nile region, the Upper Nile River. This is the homeland of Abraham's ancestors and is called Cush in Genesis 10. From ancient Cush, the people spread in many directions. Some live today in Nigeria and Benin as the Edo or Idu. Here they are. These are the real Edomites. See the red skin? Look how red. I mean, wow, y'all. It's just we need to. We really. And that goes for me too. We really need to start regurgitating stuff that we hear without researching it. And I'm preaching to myself because that's what I've been doing. And it really just gives the wrong story about a group of people and just confuses people. Because I really thought the Edomites were Caucasian, was white man. Now I'm not saying they could have mixed in, pretty sure because she talks about the migration and how the DNA mixing and stuff. So there's a possibility that Edomites today also could be the white men also, or say not all white men, but all white people. But some of European can be part of this line here, Edo, right here. It's almost like because when a white man has a child by a black woman, that child gonna come out with some melanated skin, and if the woman is really dark, then sometimes the kid look like she just come from the dark father and a dark mother. So you got dark skinned Caucasian walk around here, and we think they're black. Or think they're Negroes. I hate that word black. It's construct. That's not even a ethnic group. But you know what I'm saying? Because the Bible does say you are what your father are. So, there's no such thing as half-breeds. Your father white, then that's what you are. Your daddy's black, then that's what you are. Or Negro, that's what you are. Edo ruler called Oba Benin. It says, likewise, the biblical Jebusites have living descended in Nigeria. Now I heard people say that Jebusite was also Caucasian too. So it's just like crazy stuff going around. People just saying stuff just because they heard it 100 times, so it has to be true. And that goes for me too. It says the biblical Jebusites have living descendants in Nigeria. They are called the Ijibu. The Jebusite built and controlled Jerusalem. Melchizedek was the priest king of Jerusalem in Abraham's time. Very likely he and Abraham was kin. And this is read more here. I'm not going to do that. This is Shasu. In fact, I was reading in Hebrews chapter 7, I think it is. Talks about Melchizedek and how he didn't have a beginning, he didn't have an end. And in Hebrews, and then also just going to say how Abraham gave him tithings, and then he turned around, he blessed Abraham, and was saying how Abraham gave him tithing, but the greater blessed Abraham. So Melchizedek was the greater because he had no beginning or end. But anyways, I was just reading that chapter the other day, and it sounds like that's Yeshua HaMashiach. When it says he has no beginning, no end, no mother, no father. But anyways, I want to get off the subject here. But that just kind of like reminded me of when it talks about Melchizedek right here. It says the Shasu, let me just see what it says here. It says, likewise, the biblical Jebusites have living descendant in Nigeria. They are called the Ijibu. The Jebusites built and controlled Jerusalem. Melchizedek was the priest king of Jerusalem in Abraham's time. Very likely he and Abraham was kin. Of course, read more here. Let me just see something right quick, y'all. Oh my goodness. And let's see, I guess it's no longer there. A lot of her stuff they're taking off the seem like they're taking some of her stuff off the website. But anyways, I just thank the Lord I did run into what I have ran into. It says the Sasu were related to the Horites of Edom. And according to the monument inscription in Nubia, they call upon the Elohim Yahweh. Now, again, we know the Nubians look like, let me go to this. Well, I don't want to go to that yet because I'm going to go back to a scripture the new and talks about the Nubian. It's just a short article. So this is the end of the article here. Okay. It says Sasu was related to the Horites of Edom. And according to monument inscription in Nubia, they call upon the Elohim Yahweh. So here, this article on where the Susa relate to where the Susashu related to Moses. And I didn't read this, but I'm just going to interesting to see what it's going to say. It says it is evident from the study of the tetragram Yahweh in biblical reference that the living of the divine name at the burning bush does not represent a new development. It represents reaffirmation of received tradition from the Horan or Horites. Hagar the Egyptian recognizes her angelic helper as the angel of Yahweh. Genesis 16:7 and Genesis 12:7, Abraham built the altar at Shechem and offered sacrifices there. This was dedicated to Yahweh. He bargained with Yahweh and over the fate of Sodom. Genesis 18:1. Remember that story. Abraham uttered the divine name twice in Genesis 24:3 and 24:7. In the latter instant, he recognized Yahweh Elohim as the one who called him out of Mesopotamia. In Genesis, Abraham's servant invoked the help of Yahweh no less than 10 times in his quest for Isaac's cousin bride. So anyway, let me just go down and look down here. It says, okay, I'm gonna go here. See, these are the. It says the two hieroglyphic reference. I hope I didn't get that. Dating to the New Kingdom, 1550 BC to 1069. Oh, the hieroglyphic. Anyway, I think it's right. Refer to the land of Shusa of Yahweh. These are the oldest reference to Yahweh outside the Bible. The Sasu of Yahweh is found on an inscription from the Nubian temple of Soled, Amora West, and corresponded precisely to be the Horites' origin in the Nile Valley. You know, that's Nile Valley, it's in Africa. Runs through Africa, West Africa, on up to Egypt, and on up to other areas on the African map. Most of the African map, ancient maps. It is one of the oldest Horite temple was built in Nekhem in modern Sudan. At that time, around 4000 BC, the city sat on the bank of the Nile. Originally, the shrine was probably at water edge, but later it was moved to high ground. The Horites are the oldest known caste of priests. They are later identified as ethnical Cushites. Okay, I'm going to stop there. And that's why I'm going to go to this next article here real quick. This one right here. It says the Cushite civilization, who were the Cush. So I'm just going to read a little couple of, maybe this paragraph here. It says, because remember, Abraham's family was from the from Cushite, and they migrated from West Africa throughout, from West Africa, Mesopotamia, all the way through India. There was another study I did on that too. I mentioned, well, not did a study, but just share some information on that. It says the Kushite civilization, who were the Kushites. The Kush, also known as Nubia, was a name for first millennium BCE sub-Saharan civilization in what is now present-day Sudan and southern Egypt. The people of Kush had a long relationship with ancient Egyptian civilization. Remember, Abraham's family migrated from West Africa all the way up to Mesopotamia and India. So it's talking about his same, and these are Abraham's family. his family. Abraham, Abraham, Ham. The people of Cush had a long relationship with ancient Egyptian civilization. At first times in its history, ancient Egypt sent armies into Cush to control the precious raw material of the area, especially gold. During one period, the Cushite people actually conquered and controlled Egypt. Um, it says, I'm just read this. It's changing name. You may have heard of Cush people before. The region of Africa was the Cush live was often called Nubia. The Cush people were also called Nubians. This name may come from the Egyptian word for gold, nub, a nub. Moving up the Cush, it says we know that Egyptian and Cush people interacted between beginning about 1700 BC. At this point, there's evidence of gold mining and processing settlements in Cush territory near the site of modern of Aswan Dam. Grinding stones and ceramics indicate that the site was used for large scale trade and um, not just locally traded goods. Widely traded items include animal skin, da da da, and so forth. Go on. I want to read all of this, and then he gives a picture of the um, the Kushite carrying tribute to gold, ivory, animal skins from the tomb of Rekhmer, vizier of Thutmose III and Amenhotep II, New Kingdom Valley, the nobles, these Egyptians, Garadan, Dadad, held by the, okay, they're just giving you some, and here the skin color, the Nubians. It says this wall painting from ancient Egypt, 18th dynasty, show Kushites carrying tribute of gold, ivory, and animal skin from an Egyptian tomb. Egyptians and the Nubian was the same color people. They had the same skin color. This all this line and stuff. Anyway, I just thought that was a pretty good article here. Let me just go ahead and finish this one right here. It says that the grinding stones and ceramic indicated that the site was used for a large-scale trade and not just locally trade good, widely traded item that includes animal skin, ivory, ebony, gold, and slaves. The numerous gold deposits in the Kush region may have been the reason the Egyptian pharaoh Thutmose conquered his southern neighbor. It says the Egyptian destroyed the Kush city of Kerma, which had been the center of Kush culture for 700 years. The Egyptian ruled the Kush people. This early interaction led to the heavy influence of Egyptian style on Kush culture. And then it goes on and on in here. And I'm not going to read all of this. But I just wanted to show the Nubians is the ancestor of Abraham. So, anyways, but the main subject was the Edomites and the color red. And for those who have, you know, heard that, have been hearing and still hear today that Esau is the white man. Esau is the white man. Well, he could be from a line of the original Edomites, which are not Caucasian. There's very clear that this are the true Edomites, red-skinned Edomites. This is the true Edomites here. That's who the true Edomites. And they don't look like no white folks. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. I was just studying. Actually, I was just reading. I said, let me go ahead and just share this since I'm on reading this stuff and looking at it. So I just thought I'd just share a little couple of stuff. So you can go back and read, stop and read the articles, on your own time. But I did want to just go ahead and share that the Edomites or and actually says that they are also related to Abraham, and that Abraham had the same skin color, which is a Nilo-Sub-Saharan. And there's another video I did on what color was Abraham, and it talks about that he was from the Cushite line, and that before God called him, he was already a priest because he came from a line of priests, which are from the Cushites, and they were Horites or the Horites equals Hebrew. Uh, that's how the article was explaining. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, y'all. Again, I thought it was interesting. Um, I like I said, I've always heard that the um, the white man was the white man was I'm trying to close was the Edomites, and that's not true. So I say shalom, y'all, and have a blessed evening.